Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 2nd. You have this Chalice card. It says Rejuvenation and Fulfillment. You have this Earth card. It says Utilize logic and reason and common sense. So you are an Earth sign and definitely could be kicking it off with this Earth energy, which is great. You have that card that says Rejuvenation and Fulfillment. And with everything here in your first row, you definitely might need a break. So if you need a break, take a break. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. And, really listen to your body at this time. I think that will be very beneficial. You start with the Four of Cups, the Hangman, and the Knight of Swords. This is coming up in your current general energies. So the Four of Cups, he is trying to manifest something into his life, but he is disappointed with what he has received so far, these three cups that are in front of him. And now he's getting a new offer, but he isn't accepting it into his life because he has been disappointed at least 3 times before. And so I think for a lot of you, this could be just a new type of offer that's coming in for you that you should probably take a second look at. Again, he needs to realize that he has all the ingredients for success in these 3 cups. If he applies what he learned right here to this 1 cup, he will be successful. So some of you could be a love offer. You do end with the King of Cups, Page of Cups, Emperor. Some of you could be attracting love here, but maybe based off of past connections, you're worried that you won't be successful. But again, if you apply what you learned to that situation, then things will definitely improve. And I feel like that's what you need to do here with the Four of Cups. You have the Hangman. The Hangman is about seeing things from a new perspective. It's really weird that in the June readings, I think it was, that a lot of people were getting the Hangman. And I was saying something about, I was getting a different message. As in, I felt like people should really be pausing and looking at things from all perspectives. Don't just look at things from upright. Look at them from upside down, like he is doing on this card. He really takes the time to gain the knowledge and wisdom. He is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and he's doing that so he can get enlightenment on what's being offered to him. But again, sometimes he has to look at it differently. He has to look at it from all perspectives to see if something is worth it or not in his life. And I feel that would be very beneficial for a lot of you here, Virgo, with this Hangman energy. So kind of any opportunities that are coming to you this week, taking a pause and thinking about it, I think would be very helpful. You have the Knight of Swords. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of the Knight of Swords. It's not necessarily a bad card, but he can be being too hasty. He can be rushing something. And because he's being too hasty, he's making mistakes. But and it's a big but here, Virgo. You go up to the Chariot to the Nine of Pentacles. The Chariot is also very fast movement. And so I think a lot of you could just be kind of making something happen here. The Chariot is about taking control. The Chariot is the card of hard control. He's really taking control of his situation and making something happen. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is pre-Empress energy, and it's also independence, and it's also, building wealth, and it's also creating a positive environment for yourself. So, it's a very good card. But, some of you, it's almost like you could be getting an answer that leads you very quickly to the Nine of Pentacles this week, and that's kind of what I feel like those cards are saying. Again, normally I also don't like the Knight of Swords because he's running towards the past, and really he needs to move towards the future, but we'll see. We'll clarify. We'll see what comes up with him, but I do feel pretty good about him. Here you go. With the Four of Cups, you have the Chariot. So literally exactly what I was saying with this card. It's almost like you're getting an idea here that leads to you taking off to your Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is heaven on earth. So some of you, I don't want to be dramatic here, but, some of you could be greatly improving your life this week by making a quick move and by also taking control of it. The thing about the Chariot is that with the Chariot, we have to set ourselves apart. He is leaving the city behind him and he's moving in a completely different direction in his life. So a lot of you could be being asked to move in a completely different direction in your life because that's what will make you successful. With the Hangman, you have the 2 cards. You have the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups. it's kind of like, the hangman, sometimes I feel it's like his head is glowing. It's time for him to make a move. The Three of Wands is my card that says, what are you waiting for? The Five of Cups is past disappointments, right? He is disappointed that he lost his taste for wine on this card, but if he would turn around and be grateful for what he does have, he would get that bridge in the castle. But I kind of feel like these three cards, Hangman, Five of Cups, Three of Wands, are saying it's time for you to take that leap of faith, kind of like the Fool. And, it's time for you to take control and move towards your Nine of Pentacles here. And if you do that, I feel like you'll be much more successful. It's going to require you to be different, which I really wish I had a better way of describing this to Virgo, because this comes up for you all the time. I'm always saying to you, Virgo, that it's like you are changing your messaging, or you are changing your identity, or something. And, this could be through not following the crowd, by not caring what people think. That could be something that you need to do. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. Yes, like I said at the beginning of the reading, taking time to heal, rest, relax, recover. Some of you just need a break. So, if you whatever you can do, maybe you need a staycation, maybe you need to call out sick, maybe you need to do something to just get a day off. And I feel that would be far more beneficial for you than working, right? It's like sometimes I think we have problems, like money problems or whatever, and we just work ourselves to death. And I feel like this is saying, missing one day, it's like, even though it might cost you a little bit, I think what you will gain energetically is much, much more worth it. And so some of you, maybe you just need to tell yourself, like, what, I just need to pause for a day or 2 days, even though it might cost me financially. I think the external benefits will be so much greater that it will be totally worth it. So, again, it's kind of like saying to me, don't be afraid to take a day off, or don't be afraid to, take a quick break. And that's what I would do here. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Crescent Moon card. It says, as the moon grows, so can your wealth, health, and happiness. Stay positive. You have this Unrevealed Secrets. It says, what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you look deeper. It's a very deep time. It's a great time to look into things and research things. We just had that full moon in the middle of May in Scorpio. And even though that was on the 12th or whatever it was, it really doesn't matter. I still think there could be a lot of benefits in going deep into something, looking at all the details and really exploring things that you want to learn about or that you want to do. We also just had this amazing new moon on the 26th. Today is the 27th that I'm recording this video. It'll be published on the 28th. But, again, that new moon really is kicking off a lot of significant energy. So, again, as the moon grows, things can definitely improve. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Queen of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold. So the Five of Pentacles says, has a very easy solution. With the Five of Pentacles, we need to make sure that we don't, call attention to our weaknesses, that we focus on our strengths. I've been getting this feeling for you as well. I think that maybe last summer or somewhere around there, I was saying something to Virgo about having this like black cloud over their head. And it's like, maybe your life isn't terrible, but maybe there's like this one thing that is kind of like affecting you on some way. It's like, I wish I had a better way to say that, but I think there are some things, like, you are beating yourself up more than anyone else is kind of what I feel on the Five of Pentacles. I feel it's like time to let something go. It could be a black cloud. It could be something that happened. It could be something you did or whatever. But I kind of feel like the Five of Pentacles, that's what I'm getting intuitively, is that there's like something that has been following you around. And it's almost like you just need to pretend like it doesn't exist, whatever this is. You have the Chariot. I kind of feel like you're taking your strength back, which is what just popped into my head as I picked up this card. That's not really what the Chariot represents, but sure, I'll take it. I think that is an amazing message. It's like you are really taking control. You are turning into a steamroller, right? Where it's like you're just blasting through things. And the Chariot can represent like a big victory or success. He's also leaving the city behind him and he's moving in a new direction. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to like move in a new direction with the Chariot. It'll probably lead to a lot more success, growth, abundance, all that other stuff. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. I think that, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're in a time of resourcefulness. If we want to do something, we're probably not necessarily going to have the money to do it, but we might have, we might be able to build the resources to do whatever it is that we want to do. So this could be like, maybe we want to build a business, maybe we don't have the money, but maybe we could get the money, or maybe we could do it without money. And we're kind of in that time. Like, again, I think we are in a time where we have to like spiritually bootstrap anything that we want to build. And, I know that doesn't sound sexy, but, it is what it is. It's what we have to do. I also feel that you are focusing on the right things. She's focused on the pentacle. She's not focusing on this rabbit here. The rabbit can represent fears, fantasies. It can represent fears, I should say. It can all nervous energy, anxiety, but it can also represent fertility and abundance. But still, she's focusing on what she has. She's not focused on the fear. So I think focusing on the right things will be important for you, Virgo. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Yes, this situation is dead, done, over with. It's like you have this stinking, rotting corpse in your closet, Virgo, that you need to, it's like time to throw it out. It's like the neighbors are starting to smell it. So, I think in a lot of ways that there is something that maybe hurt you, or I don't even know, honestly, what is going on here, Virgo. But I've been feeling this for you for months. That it's like there's something that's following you around, and it stinks, Virgo, and I think it's time to throw it out and get rid of it. I think you need to start telling yourself that whatever weird thing this is, and I'm sure if this message is for you, you probably know what I'm talking about. I think whatever it is, you need to tell yourself, this does not control me any longer. And I think once you release it, things will get a lot better. With the Chariot, you have the Eight of Wands. Yep, quick movement. We see a lot of things happening very quickly here. Knight of Swords, Chariot, Eight of Wands. These are definitely quick movement cards, or things that are happening quickly in your life. So I think that there could be a lot of, like I said, quick movement or quick successes coming in for you. The Eight of Wands also has to do with your focus. So again, if you're focusing on the black cloud and you're not focusing on the right things, then things are going to be slow. But once you start focusing on the right things in your life, then things will move fast. And I would make sure that you're focusing in the right direction. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Fool. Didn't I say leap of faith? I think on the Three of Wands, I'm pretty sure. So definitely time for you to take some sort of leap of faith. Sometimes I think the Fool is over-prepared. He has this tiny little sack on his back here, and he's about to go through the entire major arcana, from the Fool to the World. And he's only bringing that with him, right? He has everything he needs right here. So the Fool itself says you have everything you need. You're more than capable of accomplishing what you're wanting to accomplish, but you just have to do it. And then we have the World at the end of the reading. So it's like you are quickly completing the Fool's journey this week. Some of you could be taking a leap of faith on something, and it's like you're getting to the finish line much faster than you think. So, again, that can be very, very good. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card. It says, find your haven. It says, there's a place of wonder waiting just for you. You have this flow with the rhythm. It says, get lost in the rhythm of movement today. Maybe you need movement as well. Like maybe some of you need to go for a walk or a run, or maybe you need to get on a bike, or I don't care. But it's like, forward movement is one of the main things that changed my life. I talk about it all the time. I was stuck in my room for like 5 years doing nothing. And I think really the first thing I started doing was going for a walk every day. And that was like a significant improvement in my life. I don't know what I think. I literally think that just moving forward, literally as in walking forwards, will move your life forward, right? And so I think that could be very beneficial for a lot of you with these cards. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Five of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries, pre-Empress energy. It's a card of creating heaven on earth as well. It's not necessarily easy to create heaven on earth with her, but she has this snail right here. And the snail wears its home on its back. So the Nine of Pentacles is about doing what you can to like make your position in life heaven on earth. So it's like literally improving the things around you so that you can have heaven on earth. And that's what I would do with the Nine of Pentacles. It's like, what can you do to take things more seriously? And it's like, I don't really have a good example. But, it's like sometimes I think that if we can match the energy of the thing that we want, and by kind of bringing it down to earth, that we start to manifest it And so what the hell am I talking about? Well, it's like if you want a business, like what can you do to make it more legitimate? Can you build a website? Can you get your LLC? Can you do something like that? If you want love, what can you stop acting single, right? Single people act single. I see this all the time. I'm like, I see it in the comments as well. People, and I'm like, you have to stop acting single. You have to start, it's like all those things that you say, I'm going to go do this with the love of my life when I meet them. It's like, well, stop waiting for the love of your life. You are your own love of your life, and you need to do those things with yourself. So that doesn't mean you can't still do those things with a person, but it means go do those things right now, because then you're not acting single, right? And that's what I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is saying. It's like almost saying to me, you need to create that successful environment around yourself. You have the Emperor. The Emperor could be an Emperor. I do think some of you could be attracting an Emperor or an Empress. Take it how it resonates here. You have the Page of Cups right next to it, so definitely could be a serious love offer for those of you that are looking for it. You also have that Take the Lead card, right? Or whatever it said. It said something, so I don't know. It could be a good time for you to like take the lead on something that you're working on. Every person has had these cards that say take the lead, and also the Emperor. It makes sense. We have all this energy now moving through Aries, so it makes perfect sense to me that, basically everyone and their mother that I read for has been getting these leadership energies. You have the Five of Swords. I feel like you have to take the risk, or a risk, because you have the World right next to it. Sometimes I feel the Five of Swords really isn't about separation or anything like that. Sometimes I feel it's saying that you have to take the risk of putting yourself out into the world, or you have to take the risk of speaking up and saying something that's wrong, or whatever. This could be like in a meeting at work. It's like maybe you have to speak up at a meeting to get credit for something, but maybe you would be wrong, and that is the risk. So I think it's definitely a time to take a risk. I also do feel that if this black cloud thing that I'm talking about here involves another person, I feel like some of you could be walking away the winner of this situation, or you could be having a win in the situation, and I do feel that would be very helpful. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Hangman again. So seeing that things are possible, right? I'm a big fan of doing this, of convincing yourself that something that's hard is possible for you. The Hangman, he's hanging upside down so he can see something from a new perspective. It's like maybe you've never thought that you could be successful, or maybe you never thought you could have money. But the Hangman is about doing what you can to brainwash yourself into having something. And that's what I would do with this card. With the Emperor, you have two cards again. You have the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands. So a lot of you need to release this burden of the black cloud. Now, the Eight of Cups, personally, I think is a good card because he is walking away from something that no longer serves him. Obviously, that's not a bad thing. And the Ten of Wands is burden. So a lot of you could really be taking control of your life with that Emperor. And you could be saying, like, I'm not going to have external burdens in my life. The thing with the Ten of Wands is what I think we have to, and I say I think because I don't actually know, but I think what we should be doing with the Ten of Wands is we should be looking at our burdens and asking, are these mine? Just that simple. We should be saying, is this my obligation, or am I carrying someone else's BS? And if the answer is it's someone else's, then you need to get rid of it and not keep doing it. So I would take a cold, hard look at the things that you're doing and say to yourself, is this for me or is this someone else? With the Five of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, Six of Swords can be moving on to calmer shores, heading towards improvements. So there could be a lot of improvements coming in for you with the Six of Swords. You could be moving on to calmer shores here, or heading towards some sort of improvement. So obviously this would be a good thing. We also have the World right next to it, which is great. It's saying, the thing about the Six of Swords is the woman and the child in that boat, they don't know if it's going to be an improvement on the other side or not. They are hoping for the hopes of a brighter future. The World would definitely be a brighter future, so you are literally moving towards a brighter future. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Stay in Integrity card and this Knowledge card. I think a lot of people need to do this. Like, trust me, with all this energy in Aries, there will be a lot of moments where you could absolutely rip someone's head off. Verbally, of course, I'm talking, not literally. I don't need that attached to my channel, right? So I don't want to hear any news stories of people chopping people's heads off attached to me, right? But what I would say here is that, letting things go. I think that's what people will have to learn with all this Aries energy, is just saying, like, you know what, I could absolutely demolish this person right now, but I'm going to be the bigger person. So be the bigger person. The whole entire reading is about knowledge, of course, and so using your knowledge is going to be important. You have the King of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the World. I don't know, I get a weird message on this King of Cups here, Virgo, I'm not going to lie. I feel like this is someone who keeps getting passed over. That's literally what's popping into my head, which is very strange. It's almost like you could be attracting a person where people think it's too good to be true. It's like, I've heard people say this before, where people are like, how is this person single? But they almost see it as a bad thing. They think that because a person is single that it's bad. It makes their brain think, oh, this person seems very awesome, so the fact that they're single tells me that they have some skeletons in their closet, right? And I think you could be attracting a person that's like a real gem, but it's like maybe they keep getting passed over because, it's like because people think like there's no way this person is who they say they are. They just think, oh, this person's single because they actually keep things hidden or they're bad or whatever. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But you could be attracting a person like that. You could be surprised that this person is single as well. Definitely an admirer, clearly coming in for you. You have the Page of Cups. Could be a water sign, doesn't have to be. Could be any sign that you're dealing with here. The King of Cups would just be a person who's emotionally stable. The Page of Cups could be a little bit of a dreamer or someone who is dreamy as well that you're attracting. But definitely could be a new love connection if that's what you're looking for. You have the World. The World, of course, can be an accomplishment or an achievement, so a lot of you could be accomplishing great things at this time. I would definitely encourage you to put yourself out into the world more. Again, I think everyone on Earth needs to get more attention. If you want to be successful, you just have to get attention. It's a simple fact of the matter. I keep telling people jobs are not coming back. I literally said this back in 2016. You can go back to my lives, go to my live tab, go to my oldest lives. I used to talk about this all the time. Jobs are not coming back. I think a lot of people are going to have to find ways to be successful in life. Could include like being on social media. It could include like some people will have jobs, obviously. It could include that. It could be who the hell knows what. I don't even know what it's going to look like. I'm not even going to try to predict it. But I think that, being loud, speaking out, speaking up, getting attention is going to make you a person that could be successful in the future. So I would get out into the world. With the King of Cups, you have the Sun. Yes, very good. Like I said, it's almost like this person is too good to be, too good to be true or whatever. But, this could be a person who gets a lot of attention. It could be a person who stands out or, a person that a lot of people are interested in or whatever. But, the Sun is very good. So I think this would be a very playful connection as well. The Sun represents like playfulness. And I think those are the best connections just in general, are the ones that stay playful, the ones that don't get too serious, the ones that where it's like you're not bitching about having to pick up their socks on the floor every other day, right, and things like that. So I think this is like a little bit more lighthearted of a connection that could be coming in for you, and trust me, I highly doubt that you would date a person that leaves their socks and underwear on the floor, so I wouldn't even worry about it, right? With the Page of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing, but, really, not really. The Seven of Swords is a good card. It is a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. I think that you could be attracting a person who does things in a different way. He's stealing these swords from an army in the background. So you could be attracting a very unconventional person. And this is showing up in the good stuff. So this person is not a liar, is what I would say here, number one. Number two, in the good stuff, this would just, again, it would just represent to me someone who's unconventional. Maybe they're a little bit of a rebel. They probably don't have like a traditional job or something like that. They might be like an artist or an entrepreneur or something along those lines. So, you could be attracting a person like that. With the World, here you go. Are you kidding? You have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, like freaking amazing, Virgo. It's like what you are heading towards is everything you want and desire in your life. No joke. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. So, you are heading towards your like ultimate vision for your life. You have this Bat card that says, take care, enemies working against you. Everybody has had something like this as well. We had Mars retrograde in Leo, and also Mars went back into Leo this year, and it will be moving past Leo, of course. But, I don't know. It's just like a weird energy that can bring out the haters, so I would just ignore it. You have this caterpillar. It says, of course you do. If you've been watching me for a while, you know about the freaking caterpillars and the butterflies in your readings. It says, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yes. Big changes. You've been going through this metamorphosis for a long ass time, since like COVID. Because I remember during COVID, I moved back home, and I remember I was moving. I was sitting at my kitchen table doing a reading for you and talking about the freaking butterflies, right? So definitely time. You have this bow card. It says you are highly thought of. Yeah, there's so much good attention here and opportunity for you to stand out. I would be getting as much positive attention as you possibly can. You have this jug. It says lighthearted, carefree time. Yes, you have a lot of cards that would represent this. Sun, Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. He has these polka dots on his cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to be more lighthearted, carefree, more playful. So, there you go with that. You have this bell. It says announcement on it. There could be good news coming in for you as well, so I like to see that. But this looks really good, Virgo. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.